What up, people? This is the Naturegirl 30 here, and guys, it has been a while since I've done this in audio form, but honestly, y'all, I have decided to actually do my payback predictions to actually be in audio this time instead of a video. So this is going to be a pretty interesting pay-per-view, at least in my opinion. We got 4 championship matches, which includes the kickoff match, 3 standalones, 1 #1 contenders final match, and also we have an announcement, and you guys know what it is. So let's get started first with the standalone matches. Now, before I get into the standalone matches, I will tell you that the standalone matches as well as the championship matches are both very interesting, except for one, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But honestly, it's kind of it's not really a mixed bag, but it actually is pretty even. Everything on the card, except for maybe one match, in my humble opinion, actually does look fairly decent. It looks like there'll be very interesting matches to watch, and I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, guys, let's get started with the first standalone match that I want to talk about, and this is Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Now, I'm not a big fan of Baron Corbin. I don't see what the interest is in this guy. He really hasn't done anything to impress me, and Dolph Ziggler has been on the screen more times than, well, he's been on my screen far too many times. But honestly, I will admit this. When it comes to Dolph, he gives a great match. And whoever wrestles with them will actually kind of force the best out of them. So I know this is going to be an excellent match to watch. Now, Baron Corbin has had a momentous push as of late, especially after winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which in my humble opinion is starting to turn into a running joke. But they're actually doing something with that title. They're actually doing something with, you know, that name, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner, and they're actually pushing the person that wins. So, in my opinion, it's going to be Baron Corbin for the win. Dolph Ziggler, unfortunately, has had his shot multiple times. I think he has reached his peak. I am not sure if he's going to come out with a triumphant win here. But it, by all means, will be the lone wolf, Baron Corbin, for the win. Now, let's move on to another match. Alright, the next match I want to talk about is Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho. Now, I'm not going to lie, it's been some very, very, very funny banter going between Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose's best promo was this past Monday, and the fact I am so sorry that you bought those ugly shoes. Well, I mean, I straight up laughed. I mean, he said a little bit more than that, but honestly, it was hilarious. I love Dean Ambrose, and how he went back and forth with Jericho was amazing. But the one thing you know about Chris Jericho is that Chris Jericho's not afraid to bring it. And Dean Ambrose definitely isn't afraid to bring it either, even though he got held back at the WrestleMania match between him and Brock Lesnar. But Dean Ambrose knows crazy, and Chris Jericho, well, he knows how to fight. And he knows how to play dirty too. This is going to be a really interesting match to watch. Chris Jericho had his WrestleMania moment, so I highly doubt that he's going to win at Payback. It's definitely going to be Dean Ambrose for the win, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a clean win. So my vote goes to Dean Ambrose for the win, and he will win clean. For those that have been watching NXT for a long time, you know about these guys, you know about their feud, you know how crazy their feud was when it was there, and you knew exactly what happened to one of them, and actually the other one was able to succeed, moving on to the main roster and literally cementing a name for himself. I am talking about the match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens has had a huge run in WWE. Not only did he make his presence known when he was the NXT champion, he made his presence known to John Cena, beating him clean for the US title. It was amazing, not to mention that he actually was able to take the IC Championship belt. He's had a lot of wins under his belt while Sami Zayn was out injured for a very long time. But now that Sami Zayn is back and now that he's on the main roster, this is going to be a feud that's going to be extended out for a very long time. So I don't see Sami Zayn winning here. I actually do see that Kevin Owens is going to have more of a win than Sami Zayn, because I wouldn't be surprised they extend this all the way out to maybe headed towards SummerSlam. But I don't see Sami Zayn winning here. As much as I would love to see Sami get a decent win on a pay-per-view, I think it's going to go to Kevin. Kevin Owens for the win. Alright, now that we got the standalones out the way, let's just get started with the announcement. I kind of want to get this out of the way, and I wouldn't be surprised to actually put this towards the middle of the card. And the fact that it's on a card is ridiculous. I'm talking about the big announcement that Vince McMahon has, that who is going to officially run Raw, whether it's going to be Shane or whether it's going to be Stephanie. Now let's be honest, I understand completely that the McMahons have to be involved in some way, but I will admit this, Raw has actually been pretty good to watch. It hasn't been mind-numbingly boring and completely hard to digest. I actually have fun watching 3 hours of it. And when I was actually rewatching some of the shows for my power rankings, I was not bored at all. I actually had a good time watching it the second time. That shows how great things are with Shane. It would be stupid to take it back to Stephanie. Not only did Stephanie cause the company to lose a lot of money over the course of a few years, it was the most mind-numbing show I've ever seen on the planet. And nobody really wants to see the Authority. We are done with them. It should be over. If Vince decided to give it to Stephanie just to have her heel run, that'll be the dumbest idea I have ever heard in my life. But I have heard many dumb ideas that have came out of WWE lately. Well, not really lately, but they have a track record. You guys know this. But honestly, y'all, if I have to predict, I don't even know if I even should bother predicting, to be honest with you. It should stay with Shane. Shane's on the freaking intro, for crying out loud. There's no way that they're gonna like do this as a swerve. That'd just be stupid. Why have Shane on the intro just to fool us down the line? Shane's gonna have it for a while, at least until Triple H gets his performance contract back in. And if he does that, then yeah, bye-bye Shane. But I pray that Triple H stays behind the scenes and he's done with it, because after that match at WrestleMania, and I was there live to see that Triple H was slow as molasses, I hope that he's just done. He's going to stay being the COO. But at this point, guys, I really think that Shane should be the Raw. I don't know if it's GM or not. But other than that, I still think that he should be running Raw. And I can't believe I'm doing predictions about this. But yeah, it should be Shane. Let's move on to the championship matches. Alright guys, for the kickoff match is going to be Kalisto versus Ryback for the US Championship. Honestly, I'm going to say this. This is just my personal opinion and theory here. Now, at WrestleMania 32, it was so completely crazy trying to even get in the arena that everybody missed that match. Not a lot of people were in the seats to actually see that match happen. And that match was the first to be out before the women's came out. So I wouldn't be surprised they're doing it again for that reason. Even though Ryback and Kalisto had their WrestleMania moment, kinda-ish, there wasn't a lot of people there to actually see it live. So they're gonna do it again for the first pay-per-view of the year. The first pay-per-view after WrestleMania. So I kind of understand why they're doing it, and I'm fine with that. But as for who's gonna keep it, Ryback is the most boring champion of all time. I highly doubt they're gonna give it to him, and if they do, oh gosh. That shows that how much they care less about the US Championship belt. But then Kalisto hasn't been doing much with it either. So honestly, they're both boring. So does it really matter who wins? And that's a shame. The US Championship should be a very prestigious title. Not to mention that John Cena made that title more important than the main belt. So that belt actually has some worth. But just the people holding it is just... So who to pick? I don't really care, to be honest with you. I'd rather have Kalisto keep it. Better Kalisto than Ryback. Kalisto for the win. Alright guys, let's move down to the IC Championship. The Intercontinental Champion, The Miz versus Cesaro. Honestly, y'all, I really don't see that it's going to be a clean win here. I honestly see that it could be a possibility that Zack Ryder might screw one of them. It's either going to be The Miz and Cesaro, or probably just The Miz. Or maybe Maurice is going to be there and kind of interfere. I don't see this as a clean win. I do see this as a one-sided match. There's no way The Miz can beat Cesaro. I'm sorry. No way. The Miz is a great performer, but he can't outperform Cesaro. So I really don't see this as a clean finish. Either Maurice is going to interfere, or Zack Ryder is going to come and mess it up, and they're going to make it a triple threat in the next pay-per-view. Or maybe at the Big Four. Who knows? Because Zack Ryder... Well, even though Zack Ryder did actually have his rematch, I don't see that this is going to be over for him. That's just my personal opinion. And of course, Maurice is going to be there. She's going to do something to try to screw Cesaro. But Cesaro will be a far better champion than The Miz. Well, actually, no. I take that back. The Miz actually became a lot more entertaining now that he has a belt around his waist. So he can actually bring a little bit more... I don't know, he will make it so unbearable to hear his voice as well as Maurice's that people will literally be begging someone to take that belt off of him. He's been pretty entertaining as an IC champion, I'm not gonna lie. But I would love to actually see Cesaro hold something. I don't even know if he even won a title. I can't remember if he had. No, he has. He was a US champion, and I think he was a tag team. I don't know, I could be wrong. But other than that, I would love to actually see Cesaro to be the IC champion. So, as much as I enjoy The Miz and as entertaining as he has been, my vote actually goes to Cesaro for the win. I just want to see him with the belt. Guys, this is the match that I look forward to the most. Not because I'm a huge fan of the women's division. I have seen this match on NXT and it was amazing. It is one of my top 5 matches of all time. But guys, I look forward to seeing this because yes, this is a rehash of NXT. We have the WWE Women's Champion Charlotte versus Natalya. Natalya is going to have Bret Hart in her corner. And of course, Charlotte's going to have Ric Flair in hers. This is going to be amazing. This is going to be a very brutal brawl. Very technical. This is going to be a very technical match. And it's going to be pretty fast-paced and pretty brutal. I am looking forward to seeing this. Because honestly, guys, I don't see that Charlotte's going to keep it. I actually do see that Natalya might take it. It would be great if Natalya actually had a belt around her waist. She has not had a title in a very long time. I would love to see Natalya take this. So my vote goes to Natalya for the win. She will beat Charlotte for the Women's Championship. Then we got the final #1 contender tournament final for the Tag Team Champions with Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy versus the Vaudevillains. Y'all, I'm a huge fan of the Vaudevillains. I know not a lot of people like them because of their old-timey 19th century strongman gimmick. But guys, I love the vaudeville gimmick. I enjoy it. These guys represent. They look, I'm not going to say represent. I am not from the 19th century. But they look like they came straight out of a history book. I enjoy this so much. Not to mention that Aiden English is a very good talker. Unfortunately, Simon Gotch is a very snarky talker. Like, when I heard him on SmackDown, not SmackDown, but Countdown, the guy, he has a very snarky personality. I enjoy Simon Gotch. It's just that when he speaks through the mic, he needs a little bit of work, but either or, I digress. And yes, we know about Enzo Amore pretty much having the gift of gab and Colin Cassidy kind of complimenting him. But other than that, besides promo work, these guys really do know how to wrestle. Especially the Vaudevillains. The Vaudevillains has really made a lot of improvements as of late. They have done so well when it comes to their in-ring work. Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy aren't bad. Colin Cassidy is a good wrestler. Enzo Amore gets beat up a lot. I'm hoping that somehow there'll be a lot of defense as well as a lot of defense and offense coming from Enzo Amore, and he don't get beat up as much. But in my opinion, this is going to be a pretty decent match to watch, and I'm hoping that the Vaudevillains win because Enzo and Cass has not really, well, they're still feuding with the Dudley Boys, so they really haven't ended that yet. So I wouldn't be surprised if Dudley Boys comes out and does something to kind of cause them to lose. I'll be okay with seeing the Vaudevillains win tag team champions. Become tag team champions because on the real, we need to have the New Day get some competition. Well, the New Day actually has had some decent competition, don't get me wrong, they have. But it would be nice to actually see the Vaudevillains go up against the New Day. And I will actually prefer to see not only Kofi Kingston wrestle, but Big E not being the one to wrestle. Because, I mean, if you have Big E in there, it's going to be obvious that Big E, that they're going to actually come out with the win. When they actually decide to have the final match between whoever wins here against the New Day. I'm actually hoping that Xavier Woods is going to be the guy to step up to actually wrestle. And you have Big E stand out. And it just be the two lightweights going in there. That's just me. But other than that, guys, my vote goes to the Vaudevillains for the win. And yes, I consider them to be my favorite. As much as I love Enzo and Cass, they still have a few going on with the Dudley Boys, so I don't see them winning. So my vote goes to the Vaudevillains. And of course, guys, the final main event of the night. WWE World Heavyweight Championship with Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles. Now, with what we've seen on Raw, it is a huge possibility that we are going to see the formation of the Bullet Club. Who's going to be leading? We have no idea. So far, after AJ Styles struck Roman Reigns, it looks like that AJ Styles will be actually in the group, but we really don't know. We don't know if they're going to bring in Finn Balor. We have no idea, but I know the Bullet Club is going to be involved and somebody's going to get screwed. But honestly, guys, I really do see that if Roman Reigns is the guy that plays dirty and he actually does end up turning heel and have AJ Styles stay a babyface, I would prefer that than having Roman Reigns stay a babyface in the state that he's in. Everybody hates this guy. They are constantly booing him every night for fun. This is not working. They have to make him a heel and have him embrace the heat so he can actually have a better reaction as a champion. He will be a really great heel champion if he has the Bullet Club backing him. So I'm hoping that they actually do have Roman Reigns go heel here because he needs it. He's getting heel heat. You might as well make the guy a heel. But other than that, guys, as for seeing who's going to win, everybody and their mom is saying that AJ Styles will not win this thing. And as much as I hate to say it, they're probably right. Roman Reigns for the championship, he will retain. That is my final decision on that. Alright guys, that is it for me. Stay tuned to my review right after Payback. I will see you guys later. This is Naturegirl 30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. Later.